Alright folks, so I figured I would do a quick video on editing G-code, specifically for when you are cutting something and then maybe static kicks it off and you're like, oh my gosh, this thing is 8 hours long and it kicked off, and after 4 hours now I gotta start it all over. Well, hopefully we can help alleviate some of that time and start from where you left off. So first thing I want to show you is Notepad++ is what I use. I'll put a link to it in the description, and it's a free software, but it has the line numbers specifically on it, and it's a lot easier than something like Notepad or even WordPad as well. I do a lot of scripting in it, and seem to find this Notepad++ very, very useful. Cool. So first thing, we can open up I already have one open, but we can open up the G-code, and it's just your .nc file, and you can right click it and tell it to open with Notepad++ when you get it. So I've already got it open here. This is my G-code that I'll be editing, and I'll kind of tell you a little bit about the header, but this is really specifically for just the editing portion. I don't know everything there is to know about every one of these G-code functions, so I don't want to go too much into that. I'll just talk a little about the header here. This is what Carve Maker looks like if you select a lot of those boxes. And also this is a .nc file. Some of the other codes might look a little bit different, but for the most part, this is what it'll look like. Title of the file, size of your stock here. I need a little more research on G90, but G94 is will be your feed rate selected to. G17 is your XY plane selection. There's also XZ plane selection, and I think YZ plane selection. G20 is telling it that you program in inches. G21 would be millimeters. This is the tool number, tool diameter that I'm using. G28 tells it to return to home. 91 milling with reference to the previous position. That is saying it's always going to move based on your whatever the previous Z was, or whatever your Z is. So G90, again, need a little more research on that. M1, M6, I think this has to do with auto tool changer. I'm not sure why it's always in there, but it is. S15000 is 15,000 RPM, and M3 is in a clockwise rotation. M4 is a counterclockwise rotation. G54 sets your workspace 0, which is defined here. Mine's 0, X0, Y0, and Z is set to the top, which half an inch. And that sort of concludes what the header is. So this is the first thing you need to do. Say your thing kicked off at line 20,000, and this is what I would do. I would copy everything above the profile. You don't need this profile. That's just a title or whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to copy, Control C. In Notepad++, I'll just click a new tab and paste it. And now we'll go back. Let's talk about the beginning. So this is the beginning of your carve. So G0 is rapid. It's saying rapid to this location, X and Y, and Z, 0.5. So it's rapiding all the way there. Now, it tells it to move linearly. Z down 0.17 at 30 inches per minute. So that's a plunge. And rapid, or start moving to this location at this depth, and then it follows as this G1 command. It would be in all of these. Okay, so now let's say it kicked off at line, let's say 20,000. See how, oh, we don't have 20,000 on this one. So let's say it kicked off at 1,300. All right, so now we need to find the rapid movement before this command. So let's scroll up and find our G0. There it is. So this is what I would do. I would take everything here, I would highlight that, hold Shift, copy, and paste. Okay. So now we'll be starting at line, what did I say, 1,300? Oh, for that. Okay, line 1161. So I said it kicks off at line 1,300. We're like, oh no, we spent so much time doing this. And you cannot just tell it to start here. It will go to your Z0 and then jam down in the machine, and then try and rapid to this location, which would not be good. So yeah, again, you find the line that it kicked off at. You can find, and then go find your your previous G0, which is this guy, and copy everything below it. Yeah. Make sure you get the G0. That's your rapid, remember. If you do G1, it's gonna plunge first and then try and plunge first at this location, and then it's not gonna actually rapid from your 0. That would be not good. Yeah, so that's pretty much, let's think here. This is a time where, like, maybe, so this toolpath, I'm doing a pocketing cut, so it says, so it did the first round, and then it plunged down, and then started going again, so it never did another rapid. Make sure you don't have that scenario. And you find your G0 command, remember. That's the rapid movement. Yeah, and then you can just file, save as, and title it whatever you, line 1,300 cutoff or something like that. Whatever you want, just make sure. I don't know. You could save it as a text, and then rename it. Just delete this. .nc and yes, and that should make it so you can throw it into Cargo Motion or whatever you're using. When you open up your file, it won't have all this stuff in parentheses. It'll have this and this, but it won't. I just typed some notes here so I could have some reference for it. Cool. Yeah, just a quick video, and hopefully that helps save some people some time. Thanks.